Well, good morning, everyone. Thomas Montgomery, Happy New Year. It is our first session back in the new calendar year of 2021. It's a beautiful Monday morning, 7:59 a.m. Central, January 4th, 2021. We are changing up how we're conducting these daily Zoom trainings effective today. So at 8 o'clock Central, which is now, we're going to spend the first 30 minutes talking about access to capital and how to help small businesses with that solution. So that's relevant to those of you who are affiliates, as well as those of you that are joint venture incubator partners. At the bottom of the hour, 8:30 Central, we're going to switch the topic over and talk about Credit Boost, which is relevant for our credit literacy educators, as well as our joint venture incubator partners. So each day you're welcome to join us at the top of the hour now. If access to capital is a solution that you want to bring to the marketplace, and you're welcome to stay on or join us at 8:30 Central each day for the Credit Boost topic. So that way we can better address the needs of each of you based upon what your focused target market is. What we're looking at here on the screen is an example of a landing page. We provide free landing pages to help promote the Access to Capital program. This is a real one. This is Justin Cruz's, but you'll have a unique URL, and then the landing pages are going to be constructed just like this. You're going to have a tagline and an embedded YouTube video. We'll talk more about that video in just a moment. But what a tagline, right? If you could go out to the small business marketplace and offer them guaranteed access to 100,000 plus capital raise with no upfront cost, that's a pretty powerful pitch. And that's exactly what we do. And again, we're going to watch this YouTube video together in a moment that gives more detail. On the landing page, all we collect from the prospect is their name, their email, and their phone. That's all that we need from them. And if it comes from your landing page, we're set because we know you're the referral source. And then there's some of the highlights, the benefits down here. Guaranteed $100,000 capital raise, includes lender compliant loan package, award-winning financial literacy curriculum, no upfront cost, no risk, lucrative affiliate program. Remember, while we're not MLM or network marketing, we pay overrides, right? So we go up to 3 levels deep in our affiliate structure. So you can receive a commission. You can bring someone in that promotes access to capital, get an override on them, and then they could even bring someone in. So up to 3 levels deep overrides. Again, not network marketing, not MLM, it's affiliate marketing. So there is that incentive to help spread the word. I'm going to pivot over a second. We'll come back to this site and we're going to watch that video together in just a moment. But over on the IIMFL website, also another tool or resource you need to be aware of. So if we go to iimfl.org and then we click on small business certification, this is the first 4-week curriculum of the Access to Capital program. We're going to start with educating them and building their financial literacy. We'll learn more about that when we go watch the embedded YouTube. The point that I want to make to each of you, to Anna Marie, to Anthony, to Barry, to Beatrice, to Billy, to David, to Derek, to Dion, James, Josh, Mark, Robert, Victor, William, Will, and others, is that each day, most weekdays at 10 a.m. Central, we even do a daily webinar to help you close clients. So even though it has guaranteed $100,000 capital raise, even though there's no upfront cost, some people still won't sign up. What you can do is drive them into this webinar that we do on Zoom at 10 o'clock Central. We did this almost all throughout 2020. Frankly, didn't have a whole lot of attendance. And I will tell you, once 10 o'clock top of the hour Central hits, if there's no one on the Zoom, then we close it out. But that's where we can educate them, answer questions, and help overcome objections. You can sit in on those. You can bring key referral sources. It's not for our sales distribution team like these morning sessions. It's from a client perspective and or from a key influencer perspective. And so keep that in mind. All right, so what I want to do is get back to the landing page. So each of you should have a landing page. We provide it free. It should look like this. You should be very familiar with it. This video here is helpful, and you can even use it as a standalone educational message or just drive people to your landing page. What I'd like to do is actually go through this 9-minute recording here and then discuss it. Now, I know that you could just go through this on your own, but my concern is some of you maybe haven't taken the time or the diligence to do it. And it really tells the story in an extraordinary way, in our opinion, very effective. So I'm going to play it. You should hear it through this Zoom. If not, put a little note into the Q&A and we'll adjust whatever setting we need to. So again, this is going to be the same embedded YouTube describing the Access to Capital program on each of your landing pages. So let's listen to this and then we're going to discuss it afterwards. Ready? Here we go. Everyone, Thomas Montgomery here, and we're going to spend a few minutes talking about accessing capital for small businesses. In my employment background, I've been an advisor with the Small Business Administration, been a college professor, even taught economics and accounting at a high school level. But the bottom line is, when it comes to small businesses, most small businesses want and need additional capital to start, to grow, to reach their potential, but there's often barriers. And so what we're going to talk about is how to overcome some of those barriers and talk about the Access to Capital program that might very well be that resource, that partner that you need to be able to reach your goals. So you can see I'm here on our website, Contrarian AB, which stands for Contrarian Advising and Bookkeeping. We're going to go over to the Access to Capital tab, and you can access it by /funding. This is a guaranteed capital raise, and that strikes some people as a little awkward, like that sounds too good to be true, but it's not. The three of us that formed the model, we all came from the SBA. We've worked with small businesses. We've helped small businesses in our communities raise tens of millions of dollars on an annual basis. So what we know is that we need to identify the right source of capital based upon a small business's mitigating circumstances, and we need to help them meet the underwriting criteria. So in other words, if they have the credibility for the type of funding that they're applying for, they get approved and they get funded. And if they don't, then we need to, of course, fix those variances, those gaps, otherwise they won't be approved. It's really no different than buying a house. There's no magic to it. What happens when you want to buy a house? Well, you go through a mortgage broker or a bank. They're going to look at you and your circumstances. They're going to look at the specifics of the property. And based upon all those variables, they're going to identify, well, what's the right type of mortgage? Is it a USDA, a FHA, a VA, a jumbo, or what have you? There's many different types of mortgages. Well, when it comes to raising capital for small businesses, there are many, many, many different sources of capital, and it's not one size fits all. So what we're going to do is work with you through a process. And the process starts with a simple form. You're going to fill out this form right here to be considered for this program, and then you'll hit submit or send. If you want to also see a flyer about the program, you can download the flyer here at the bottom of the page. There's an explanation of all the fields that we've asked for, so you can easily see that. But let's talk about how the program works, and then of course you can see here the key benefits, which we'll go through in a moment. But what we're going to do is we're going to start by building a loan package. The loan package is over a 4-week process, 28 days. We're going to have an educational lesson each week to help you build your financial literacy so you're better prepared for this capital raise. And then secondly, we're going to be gathering data that's needed to identify both what's the right source of capital for your circumstances, and then to have what's needed to actually apply for it to get approved. So whether it be an SBA loan, line of credit, business credit under your EIN where there's no use of personal credit, company car, real estate, whatever, it doesn't matter. The process is the same. 28 days, 4 weeks of gathering data that's needed to put together that loan package. And at that point, then our funding committee will review and then be able to make recommendations of where we should go get the funding. Because again, there's not just one bucket or one source of money. We need to go to the right place based upon your circumstances. So the benefits are great. What we are so confident in, even though there's no upfront cost to you. Now that doesn't mean it's a free program, because it's not, quite frankly, and I'll share that with you in a second. But we do guarantee at least $100,000 capital raise. Now that doesn't mean that's the most you can get, but we can promise that any small business owner, we can help them raise at least $100,000 through this process. Part of the secret sauce is recognizing that there are 3 different categories of capital, and there's only 3 that exist. So if a business wants to grow, you either have to get the money from one or more of these 3 areas: debt-based capital, equity-based capital, or earned income. Debt-based capital is where we borrow money and we promise to pay it back. And again, that can be like an SBA loan, a line of credit, or what have you. Secondly, there's equity-based capital. That's money that you don't have to pay back. Now, obviously, it's not free money. So instead, what the resolution of that is, instead of a repayment plan, it is a sharing of future profits. And that may be comfortable or not comfortable for you. That's fine. That's just one of the 3. And the third is earned income. And that just simply means where there's more revenue coming in than expenses, and there's money left over to inject in. We actually have proficiency in helping small business with all 3 of those. And so we'll go through the 4-week process to figure out what we would recommend is best for your circumstances. Ultimately, you can choose, and we can leverage 1, 2, or all 3 of those. We can pursue debt-based capital, money that has to be paid back; equity-based capital, money that doesn't have to be paid back; and or earned income, where we're injecting extra capital. We actually have what's called an opportunity fund that can inject up to $10,000 a month into your business account to generate more earned income. So the bottom line is, we can help you raise at least $100,000. We guarantee that. We promise that. We put that in writing in the agreement. It's fast in the sense that we're going to start with that first step of building the loan package out, which takes, we say 30 days. It's technically 28 days, just less than a month. We've talked about there are many different sources of capital, and what's often overlooked, there are some sources of capital that only report under the EIN. So under your Dun & Bradstreet, your Equifax business, your Experian business. So your personal credit's not even part of the underwriting. So it's not true for all types of capital, but there are some types that are like that. What's really nice about this program is that there's no minimum time in business to qualify and no minimum credit scores. And again, there is no upfront cost. So instead of you having any out-of-pocket cost and any risk, we essentially are paid based upon the results. And primarily what that means is we're paid just like a realtor, right? If you hired a realtor to sell a house, normally you would have 6% cost paid to realtors at closing. So in our cases, we help you raise capital, whether it happens in one tranche, one round of funding, or multiple. I'm going to go ahead and pause it there and get some feedback from you. So from our perspective, this embedded YouTube video that sits on your landing page describes who we are, what we do, how it works, the guarantee, and we're overlaying it with education. So I'd like to get some feedback from each of you in the Q&A box here on Zoom. It's like a chat box. Are you using this video to educate your prospects? Does it work? Does it not work? What are the common objections that you're seeing? Because that's really what we want to focus on these daily Zooms is, you know, the tools and training are here. Let's go back over to our main website, iimfl.org. If you go to the career tab, now there's some training for credit literacy educators at the top, the first 4 videos, which is not what we're talking about. But if you go down to the joint venture incubator partnership, here is some great training that'll give you the product training. So we don't need to recreate this. The training library is built, it's ready. You can go through it on demand. And we're very transparent, right? There's no passwords. It's right there for you. But specifically, what we're wanting to cover here is just realize this is like a gift. You are giving a gift to small business owners, whether they be pre-launch, startup, or existing. You're helping them understand who we are, what we do, why we do it. We clarify it's not a free program. It's not a free program, but there is no upfront cost. And it's structured very much like a real estate transaction. 6% paid out of closing, 6% off of each tranche or round of capital raise. So thank you, Billy, for your feedback. Barry, thank you. Now, again, what you could do is assimilate this information and tell the story yourself. You're not going to hurt our feelings by not playing this video for other people. But in about a 10-minute stretch, I believe that we've provided you almost from A to Z, pretty much what you would need to be able to communicate to an individual, a group, or even a key influencer, a pastor, a chamber executive director, a banker, whomever, of who we are, what we do, and how it works. So again, if you don't have a landing page or you don't know what it is, or I can't imagine it doesn't work, but if there's an issue with you having a landing page, then email us and let us know and we'll resolve that, because driving people to your landing page and helping them become educated, and they can do it at the convenience of their own schedule because it's on demand, filling out this request information, you're going to get paid generously. Let's make sure you know how you get paid. So off of access to capital, it depends if you're an affiliate or a joint venture incubator partner. So let's assume that you are an affiliate to start with. Free and easy to become an affiliate, right? Doesn't cost a penny to become an affiliate. So as an affiliate, you are paid off of both the client's capital raise. You make 1% off of their capital raise, and you are also paid off of when they pay their refundable deposit. In the access to capital, the refundable deposit is not invoiced, not billed, not collected until after their first capital raise. And then thirdly, if you're a licensed insurance agent, then you're probably writing a key person policy. And that key person policy could make you an extra $500 to $5,000. So do you have to be a licensed insurance agent to be an affiliate? Of course not. If you're not licensed, then of course you wouldn't write the key person policy. But regardless, as an affiliate, so you're paid three ways. 1 point off the capital raise, you're paid off of the refundable deposit, and if you're licensed, then you can get paid off the key person policy. You can recruit others in that become sub-affiliates of yours, not MLM, not network marketing, and you get overrides from them on that. They make their commission that we just described, and you make a 1 point override. It's huge. So that's how you're paid if you're an affiliate. Conversely, if you're one of our joint venture incubator partners, then we do a 50-50 revenue split with you of the net income across the client relationship. And so that goes up considerably. Okay, so I want to get back to your notes and questions, because we've developed this to be attractive to the prospect and simple for you to do. So if you're good at creating awareness and driving people to your landing page, or putting yourself in front of people either virtually or literally to educate, I think this is really what you need to know. And if they're stuck, they're not able to pull the trigger after this, what do? Then over here on iimfl.org, we go to small business certification. Again, this certification is the same thing that they're starting with the first 28 days in the access to capital. And we have daily webinars, most Mondays through Fridays at 10 o'clock Central, so we can answer their questions. Okay, so let's get to your comments, questions, concerns here in the Zoom Q&A. So Billy says he's going to start using his landing page. Perfect. Barry uses the video, but also explains the process. And Barry, you're very effective, so I wouldn't suggest you change what you're doing. Josh says that the video works, and Josh is one of our top referring new affiliates. I don't know the numbers offhand here, but I bet Josh referred in, I'm going to guess 50 clients in the month of December, last month. I mean, Josh is producing. He said he produced 7 leads just last week from the video. Thank you, Josh. Okay, so David, and again, this isn't all, you know, roses and chocolate. So it's okay if you have questions, concerns, issues. That's part of why we're here together as well. It's not just all to hold hands and say everything's great. If it's not working for you, we need to discuss it. Okay, so David asked, he says he gets some confusion because they hear about the opportunity fund. Okay, so let's break that down. So as we discussed in the access to capital, and it was even part of the clip we listened to, there's only 3 ways that a small business can get capital to start and grow, especially to grow. 3 ways, only 3 categories. Debt-based, money they borrow and they promise to pay back. Could be loans, lines of credit, what have you, doesn't matter. Credit cards, doesn't matter. Second would be equity-based. So it's money that's being injected into their business, not as a loan, but typically in exchange for ownership. And then the third is earned income, where now they're generating more income than expenses, so they have money to reinvest back in. And David, I'll tell you, and this is not always the easiest to communicate, but there's a lot of small businesses, they just need to freaking make a sale. They need to sell some product, some service to some customer and generate income. Now, maybe they can't because they don't have enough capital to buy inventory. They don't have enough capital to get started. You know, that could be why we're discussing with them. But remember, businesses can have different service lines, right? So you might be interested in being a restaurant and opening a restaurant, but if you don't have money to open a restaurant yet, you could start by doing catering. You could start with a food truck, right? You could start by doing special events. So the bottom line is, we can use any of those 3 categories of capital, but earned income is especially valuable, right? It means that our business is viable. We are out selling something to someone, helping them generate income, so we have profit left over. Well, the point is, the opportunity fund, as we call it, is your ability to help any small business generate revenue for their business. They can become an affiliate or a sub-affiliate of yours. So they get paid the same way that we just talked about. They're going to make at least $1,000 by referring a client in on their landing page. And you're going to make at least $1,000 override. Now, some people will get kind of wired and say, well, I don't want to promote your business. I want to grow mine. Well, great. That's what we're here to do. Then what's it going to take for you to go sell something to someone to generate some revenue to pay your bills? Well, I can't start my business. Well, then again, the restaurant example, maybe we need to start with catering. Maybe we need to start baking some cookies and selling it. We've got to find some way, if we don't have access based upon our life circumstances yet to debt or equity, then earned income is really valuable. So the bottom line is, the opportunity fund is the ability for them to become a sub-affiliate of yours. You earn overrides, but it's earned income. And David, I'm with you. I understand that they can get confused and all they hear is free money. But notice, what was that third category called? Earned income. What's the first word? Earned. It's not gifted income. So it's a bit of a marketing spin. You know, why do we call it the opportunity fund? Well, it gives the opportunity to small businesses that can't generate earned income on their own to have a new service line. There's nothing wrong with having a diversification of revenue streams under your business umbrella. We have a lot of realtors. Some of you on the line right now are realtors. Your primary focus is not this. It's to go do real estate transactions. But you also run into a lot of people that need access to capital. So you add this as a service line under your corporate umbrella. And some of the realtors are making more money from us than they are selling real estate. So in summary, David, I understand that third category, earned income, can get confusing. The primary goal is to help them go sell more of whatever product or service that's organic to their business. But if they would like to help other small business owners, they can become a sub-affiliate of yours, there's no cost. Again, it's not an MLM pitch. We're not saying, oh, well, by the way, buy in and all these great things will happen. There's no cost to be an affiliate. No cost now, no cost ever. All right, so David, thank you for that. And I do understand that the opportunity fund can be confusing, but I would say pivot that to be an educational opportunity to explain to them the three categories of capital and how we can help them with all three. Thank you, David. All right, so Josh is asking about a custom affiliate agreement. I don't think that you need a custom affiliate agreement, Josh, because our affiliate model goes 3 levels deep. So you can bring in sub-affiliates. They go out and do their thing. They get paid the way that we've described, and you get paid overrides. So I don't know that you need a custom affiliate agreement. You just need to know how to add sub-affiliates, and then they get paid and you get paid, Josh. Okay, so Billy says he's watched the videos, or at least 90%. So the refundable deposit for the Access to Capital program is deferred. Billy, they do not pay the $2,500 refundable deposit until after their first capital raise. After their first capital raise, then we will invoice them for that. And so they'll have the ability to pay it a couple different ways. So the Access to Capital, no upfront cost, still has a refundable deposit, but the refundable deposit is collected after they've had their first capital raise. So the program is funding itself. Thank you, Billy, for that question. And yes, anyone that wants to visit individually, our contact information, you can call us or email us. Okay, so we've got just a couple more minutes for the first half of our training. As I mentioned at the beginning, on Mondays through Fridays, like we have been doing at 8 o'clock Central, we get together to support our distribution partners. Our focus for the first half hour is on access to capital, helping small business owners with this proposition. Then what we do is we pause, we stay online live, but we switch over and start talking about Credit Boost. And that's specifically applicable for those of you that have that target audience, people and or small business owners that have credit issues that need assistance. So before we pivot over to Credit Boost and kind of turn the page, who else has any questions that I can assist you with in terms of this? Because it's painfully simple, it's very lucrative, but you just need to get engaged, right? You need to have a landing page. We provide those for free. You need to be familiar with the content, which we went through, 80% of this, but you can listen to the full amount. And you just drive people in. You drive people in. Once they fill this, then fill this out, it comes to us. We will send them within 1 to 2 business days the DocuSign agreement, the Access to Capital. Again, no upfront cost. We will copy you on that. So it'll go to them and they'll keep getting reminders each day until they sign it. Once they've signed it, then we sign it or execute it technically, and then you'll automatically get an executed copy. So you'll know for every client that's enrolled. So now, regardless if you're a joint venture incubator partner or an affiliate, you know that you've got a conversion. And so if you're a joint venture incubator partner, you're probably involved with the client implementation. And so that's a little bit different. But if you're simply an affiliate, then you're waiting for your money to come in. And that money should come in that 30 to 60 day mark. The first 30 days, now, again, if you're licensed as a life insurance agent, you're generating revenue in the first 30 days. If you're not setting up the key person policy, then we need to build their loan package out over that 28-day period, and then we can get ready to take them to funding. Okay, so Josh is asking about the sub-affiliate form. So on the career page, we start by talking about the credit literacy educator role, and that's the top 4 YouTubes. And then we talk about the joint venture, but all the way at the bottom, Josh, is the affiliate information. And so then this is where you'd sign up to become an affiliate if you're not. Once you've become an affiliate, then you get a login and then you'll have your own link to give to other people to become a sub-affiliate. And I'll tell you, a lot of people will become both a client and a sub-affiliate. Okay, so what we're going to do is go ahead and then pivot our conversation over. So those of you that want to stay with us a little bit longer, you're welcome to, but we're going to spend another 10 or 15 minutes and speaking more to our credit literacy educators. Our credit literacy educators can be joint venture incubator partners or just standalone credit literacy educators. So for those of you that are educators, thank you, thank you, thank you. A big year coming up. Credit Boost is on fire. As we announced, we're actually directly reporting now. So we're able to report on-time payments. We're able to report derogatory. We're able to create AU accounts. Awesome, awesome, awesome. And so if you know of anyone, an individual, whether they're a small business owner or not, with no upfront cost, we can help them increase their credit score on average by 100 or more points within just the first 30 to 60 days. Credit Boost is not credit repair. It is not credit repair. We don't compete with credit repair professionals. Many of you do credit repair. That's great. We're adding positive. We're not the credit repair guys. If you feel that you need some training on the basics of being a credit literacy educator, again, go to iimfl.org careers, and the top 4 YouTubes are right here ready for you. And so we're not going to keep reteaching the same. You should go to careers and you should watch those 4 YouTubes and understand how to be an effective credit literacy educator. On our daily calls like now, it's more about promotion. What is it that we can do to help you drive more volume in? So you should have a landing page to drive people in, very similar to the one that we just showed a moment ago for access to capital. So you have your own landing page that has an embedded YouTube video, same video as here, and then it collects their name, their email, and their phone, and that's it, phone number, and that's it. So it's super simple. With the Credit Boost, I'm here to answer your questions. So those of you that, as you look at your plan for January 2021, we're already 4 days into it, right? We're already, a tenth of the way into it or so. What we need to do is make sure that we have a plan. We encourage each of you to have a plan to generate 1 Credit Boost client per day on average. So feed at least 1 client in to your landing page per day. That would, of course, be around 30 a month. We know as a credit literacy educator, you're making on average $500 by just submitting each lead in on your landing page for those that convert. That's assuming that they have a 100-point credit score increase, and we know that you make $5 a point. So puts you on track for $10,000 to $15,000 a month in almost passive income, because you're not responsible for selling anything to anyone. You can educate them, you feed them into your landing page, and we take it from there. So for those of you that are credit literacy educators, what questions do any of you have? What help do you need to make sure that you're on track for 30 conversions in January and putting 10 to 15,000 into your bank account? So Anna Marie, Anthony, Barry, Beatrice, Billy, Bruce, Kwong, David, Dion, James, Josh, Mark, Robert, Sonia, Victor, William, Will, others. What questions do you have? What help do you need to be able to understand the Credit Boost program? We won't take the time to watch this video, but you certainly should and can if you've not already. If you don't have a landing page, then you need to email us so we can make sure we get your landing page set up. I know a couple of you requested one over the weekend, but it's painfully simple. This is a huge, huge, huge target market. So many people have less than perfect credit, and that impacts their access to housing, transportation, and of course, business loans. Credit Boost can be offered on a standalone basis where you just drive people into it, or if they're in our access to capital, which we just talked about in our first training segment, then of course we'll know if they need this based upon the soft credit pull that we do in week 2. All right, so David has his, the first question on Credit Boost comes from David. It says, do we automatically do a soft pull after 30 days? Yes, so each month we will do a soft pull for clients that are in the Credit Boost program to measure improvement. And then that lets us know, are we on track, or are we improving their credit or not? And then also that gives us the quantifiable information to know how much their credit score is improved, so we can invoice them and get you paid. So we've got Lewis as one of our affiliates, and I was talking to him yesterday. Lewis was confused. He said, well, how do I get paid weekly? Because the Credit Boost commissions, the commissions you earn is actually paid out weekly. It was going to be monthly, but it's actually weekly. And Lewis is like, well, how can it be weekly if we're only looking at their credit once a month? Well, you have multiple clients. So you'll have some clients that start this week, the first week of January. So 1 month later, the first week of February, we'll know what improvement we've had. But you'll also have some clients hopefully enrolling the second week of January. So then the second week of February, you'll have another round of commissions coming in. So hopefully that makes sense. Who else has questions on the Credit Boost program? And again, I can't emphasize enough, if you've not gone through these basic 4 YouTube videos, this is where you need to start. And they are located on the careers page of the IIMFL website. We're not going to be redundant. There's really no more product training for us to give each of you. The product training is here. Now it's more about support and assistance, and I guess maybe even coaching. So any of you need any help to be able to go drive some serious volume through the Credit Boost program in January? Anyone need any help, need any assistance? Otherwise, this is going to be the world's shortest training for us, because we've said all that we have to say, and it's largely on these 4 videos here, the first 4 videos. Is there anything that we can do? All right, so Dion says he just got his landing page. He's doing some paid ads, spreading the word. Excellent, excellent. Thank you for that, Dion. And activity is key, right? We need to find some way, and we talk about, again, over on these trainings, different strategies to generate leads and so forth. And so you'll see that here. I'm not going to be redundant. I'm not going to waste your time. Victor asked a good question. Where would he place some ads? Well, some of you have a technical knowledge of doing online marketing and even pay-per-click or pay-per-conversion, and that's a little bit above probably what the average person can do. But certainly, Victor, that would be one place, is to do paid ads on Facebook, for example, or Google. Others are just simply running ads in Craigslist. We have one of you that's on the webinar today. Out of confidentiality, I won't disclose his name, and he drives crazy volume by just promoting on Craigslist. So those are 2 areas. As I mentioned, Victor, we've had one distribution partner. He put an ad in the back of USA Today and drove in hundreds of leads per month. And so, if you assimilate this value proposition, you just need to decide who your target audience is and then how to reach them. But on newspapers, websites, and even boards like Craigslist. Thank you, Victor. All right, David's asking, so when we're doing the credit pulls to monitor progress, they're soft inquiries. And so that is not impacting their credit scores. It's a soft inquiry only. They've given us permission to do so, of course. And so we'll look at it each month through the 12-month Credit Boost program. That was the answer to your question, David. Anyone else have any questions on the Credit Boost? I mean, this is huge. Huge, huge. We just announced the new $10,000 primary revolving account. We sent that notice out to everyone. I don't know if it's January 1st or January 2nd. We've had a lot of people enroll just over the weekend, over the holiday weekend, into the $10,000 revolving account. For people that have subprime credit, to get a new $10,000 primary revolving account that reports on their personal credit is huge. It shows responsibility in terms of managing a large amount of available money. And then also, if they have high revolving utilization, that waters it down instantly or nearly instantly and can increase scores 50 or more points just on that on its own. All right, well, I think we're at that point. We need to stop talking and start taking action. So we'll see you back here tomorrow morning, 8 o'clock Central. We'll talk about access to capital. 8:30, we'll spend a few minutes talking about credit boost. But primarily, we're here each day, most Mondays through Fridays, to answer your questions and help you be successful. Thanks, everyone. Talk to you tomorrow. Bye-bye.